After 27 years of marriage, I think one of the biggest tips in our book, there's 13 easy tips, but one of the biggest tips in our book is stop trying to change people. Don't try to change the person that you married. A lot of people get into a situation in a marriage and everything, and they want everything to go their way, like my way or the highway.
Right.
That cannot happen. It cannot be that type of situation where you're just going to force or try to mold someone.
Did you try to change him? Did you try, Jenny? Did you try to change Rufus?
I did.
And did you compromise? Did you give in, or did you change him, or does he not even know he's been changed? Which might be the most effective.
He changed
like a mind meld thing.
Eventually, after years, years he changed. See, because he was that type of, Nike flip flop type of guy, and I was trying to get him in Armani suits.
With my shoes.
Armani suits and some
got nice Nikes on.
Nope. Yeah.
But
check out that coat, Dean. Check out that coat.
That's a nice coat.
Okay.
That's a nice styling coat. I like very nice.
Yeah, after so much and everything, then let that person see, what is inside that needs to be changed in themselves. Like Michael Jackson said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Let them do that.
But
stop trying to force change on someone.
I tried to change her as well. But it didn't work.
It didn't work, but she seems like great. I don't think.
Oh, no. After I backed off, after 20-year man then told me, after I backed off, she started changing on her own. I didn't have to. She started we kind of know in the back of our head what each other want.
Right.
So if you're not pounding that on someone all the time, they remember that. You just ain't got to keep telling them every day, every night, and then she started doing stuff that I was on all the time, and it just kind of freaked me out. Like, wow, I get it.
Do you think when you see an image like this, Marshall Ali, who's proud of being African-American, proud of being Muslim, and he's on TV and he's in movies, do you think that helps the community and helps people get a sense of who we are and helps counter some of the stereotypes?
Oh, my G, OMG, hashtag OMG. And this is exactly what I was saying when I came up in here. I was like, okay, why aren't we represented at Cirrus? That is one of the problems that I have, is that you always have people in these TV shows who are talking about Muslims, and you have no Muslim representation that are talking about Muslims.
Like black people ain't Muslim. Yeah. Every time when you see them on TV, I'm saying they're trying to show somebody some type of terrorist overseas from the Middle East, and that's supposed to represent Islam.
Exactly.
We have plenty of black Muslims up in here.
You're the biggest part of our community.
Just
is
like
African Americans.
There are so many different variations, or shall we say sects or beliefs up under the Christian umbrella, with the Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal, AME,
you gonna run the whole
everything,
thing down
whatever.
again?
I'm giving them an example. There's also a way that Muslims are represented, under that same umbrella. We scan the scope. I think we cover every ethnicity on the continent, on the planet, for Islam. Yes, and our voices, the African American voice, is hardly ever heard. You don't see us on The View. They got Whoopi talking about us. She ain't Muslim, okay? She ain't never had to go home and tell her.
A lot of people talking about
tell
Muslims
her mother that her kids can celebrate Christmas. Trust me, because I had to do that. Kids can't celebrate Christmas, but they don't know what we do as far as African Americans and Muslims are concerned. But there's always somebody that wants to speak for us and how we feel.
I agree with you. And the reality is, I've watched numerous cable discussions this week about the Muslim ban with no Muslims in it. Well-intentioned people with no Muslims. Or worse, I've seen on Fox News discussions on Black Lives Matters with 5 white people sitting around a table talking about what black people are about. I'm like, are you kidding? Where would you do this? It's like the 1950s. It's like, are you kidding? And your community, African Americans are 1/3 of the Muslim community. You're the biggest component. It's not Arab. It's not South Asian. Yeah. And people don't get
it. It's because they can't get away with trying to make us be the
bad
suicide
guys.
bombers.
Exactly.
Right. They can get away with that with the Middle East.
With the brown.
But
You're right.
Because I ain't blowing myself up for nobody. So they can't, just paint that portrait I'm going up there. I'm Jenny from the block, so I got to keep the
Jenny
block.
Triplett from the block, and Rufus doesn't want to blow up anyone. And I will agree. I will tell you something that I've not said before. Because producers at different cable news channels, I'm not going to say which ones, have asked me for recommendations of other Muslims. I'll go on, and I've given them African-American names. A friend of mine who's her first name's Camilla, she is the UPenn chaplain Muslim, and other ones, they have never booked any African-American Muslim. I have begged them. I go, they're the biggest part of the community.
It's difficult.
How do you not have it? And it is. They have a norm that they want in the media.
That's right.
And they would rather have a brown-looking guy or woman than an African-American or even a white-looking Muslim. Because sometimes I have problems because they go, you don't look Muslim enough. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're Dr. Oz Muslim.
You're right. We're Dr. Oz. That's funny. I'm Dr. Oz Muslim.
I looked at those panels that they had on The View when they were having some things last year, a couple years ago, and they supposedly had a round spectrum of Muslims. There were no African American females on those panels. Never do they have us represented as Muslims, and they want to say that this is the representation of Islam in America. No, it's not.
But that's what they throwing out to them. They just trying to keep us in this little bubble of what Islam is, and that is totally false. Once again, it's a lie. He told me to call it what it is. It's a lie.
And see, but we've been here. We've been here. We go all the way back past Brother Malcolm. You know, as
slavery.
Far as exactly
African American Muslims came in time before they built the country.
Say it again.
And the things that we've done and changed, the progress that we had and we made during the civil rights era, it was on the backs of African American Muslims.
You best believe it.
So let me ask you guys. We were just talking about. We don't have to get the details of this whole Muslim ban thing or not. What's your sense, though? You know, because you're African American, you're Muslim, you're dealing with the intersectionality of two big issues in this nation, race and being a minority faith. And of all the minority faiths, you're Muslim, as I am, so we have these issues. So what's your sense of what's going on in the country? Are you concerned about Trump? Where are we going?
It's a big concern. I'm going to tell you this. It's like this right here. No. With the Muslim ban, I have a problem with anybody. If you're going to be fair across the aisle. But when you say, well, I'm going to let Christians in, I got a big problem with that, because I'm for what's right no matter who you are, what you believe, or what you're doing. So when that is a ban. When I hear people keep constantly saying it's not a ban, it is a ban.
We played the clip of Donald Trump going, I'm going to give Christians preference. That's as un-American as saying you're going to give another religious group. It should be religious neutral. If you have need, and we just had an immigration attorney on before you were here who was at JFK. Our laws in America are religiously neutral on that. If you have need, you come in. Christian, Muslim, Jewish, whatever, atheist, it shouldn't be Christians first. And it's very
flat out.
Well, you know, Dean, we've followed this thing. We've been politicking for quite some time, just very vocal and involved in the whole process.
What kind of politicking we doing, girl?
But politicking, nitpicking politicking. That's what we've been doing, you know, because we have to stay aware with everything that's going on, because it's not just about us. You know, a lot of Muslims, we see it's not just about us. It's about our community. We're all about community, but it's also about second generation, people coming up under us. Our kids are Muslim, you know, so people coming up under us and making things better for them. And the problem that we have when he first threw his hand in the ring, besides we know this is about to be a 3-ring circus, the problem that we had was that he has never been for the people. He has always been about himself. So, you know, having that slogan, make America great again, he's going to be the president of all the people. Where? What people?
Man, he didn't already show that he is not a president of Muslims. Period.
Oh, he doesn't like it. No, he said Islam hates us.
Yeah,
this guy.
He's not for us. And he's doing a lot of hashtag things that have already been the hate that's been quoted and that has been out there. So now he's in the big bully pulpit and he's making it on a national level, and he's making people feel more comfortable to bring that hatred out instead of friending a Muslim or actually educating yourself more about Islam or Muslims or what they do or anything. It's making it more acceptable to just have that hatred on that level.
The boy trying to be a dictator, okay? Yeah. I'm trying to tell you what he is. He's trying to be a dictator.
Rufus is telling Jenny, you hear what he's saying. I agree.